Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We explore the most mind-blowing discoveries in the world of rare coins, valuable currency, and incredible numismatic treasures that could be hiding in plain sight in your change jar, piggy bank, or pocket right now. Today's deep dive takes us into the fascinating tale of the 2004 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that under the right circumstances could be worth an unbelievable $40 million due to a series of extraordinary errors, minting anomalies, historical context, and collector-driven demand that makes this small copper-plated zinc disc one of the most expensive error coins known to exist. This isn't just another cent to glance at and toss aside. This is a coin whose imperfections and hidden quirks have launched it into the upper echelon of collectible American currency, a symbol of how something created to be worth merely 1 cent could grow astronomically in value when rarity, curiosity, and human passion for history and imperfection all converge. To truly grasp why a 2004 penny can command such an astonishing price tag, we must first examine what happened at the United States Mint during that year, the shifting technology involved in coin production, the nature of transitional errors and die deterioration, and how even small changes in planchet composition, die alignment, or striking pressure can yield variations so unique they're considered one of a kind. In 2004, the U.S. Mint continued to produce Lincoln cents made of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, a composition that had been used since 1982 to reduce costs. But among the billions of coins minted, a few slipped through the cracks of quality control and emerged with highly unusual features that numismatists quickly identified as major mint errors. Some of the most sought-after varieties from this year include double die obverses and reverses, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, wrong planchet errors, and coins struck with misaligned dies or late-stage die deterioration. Each type of error tells a different story. For instance, a double die obverse 2004 penny might exhibit strong doubling on the date, Liberty inscription, or the motto, "In God We Trust." These doubled images occur during the die creation process when the hub strikes the die more than once but becomes misaligned, creating a coin with doubled features that are instantly visible to the naked eye. Collectors cherish such doubling because it marks a permanent and rare deviation in minting history. Other errors, like off-center strikes where the design is shifted dramatically to one side, often leaving part of the coin blank, are the result of a misfeed into the press, creating a lopsided and captivating visual effect. These off-center coins are extremely scarce, and the degree of misalignment directly affects their value. The more dramatic and visible, the more valuable. Then there are the clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin is literally missing due to the metal sheet being improperly fed into the blanking press. These clipped coins can be crescent-shaped or jagged and are exceedingly rare in modern coins, especially in a series like the Lincoln cent, which is known for its high-volume production and tight quality control. In some exceptional cases, 2004 pennies were even struck on planchets meant for foreign coins or other denominations, such as dimes or nickels, resulting in wild discrepancies in size, weight, and metal composition. These wrong planchet errors are among the rarest and most valuable because they combine two or more mistakes, a logistical error in planchet allocation and a mechanical error in striking. Another intriguing factor that adds to the 2004 penny's mystique is die clash, where dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghost-like impressions of the opposite design on each coin. Imagine seeing the reverse design faintly imprinted behind Lincoln's portrait, an eerie, almost supernatural imprint that defies the expectations of normal coinage. Coins with severe die clashes are prized for their aesthetic and technical uniqueness. Furthermore, the deterioration of dies over time can cause coins to be struck with mushy or distorted images. Known as die fatigue or late-stage die state, this type of error can produce so-called mushy features, where lettering and images appear blurred or swollen. While these might seem like minor defects to the average person, collectors see them as key indicators of the minting process's age and can fetch significant premiums if preserved well. But what truly skyrocketed one particular 2004 penny to its $40 million status was the presence of a combination of rare errors on a single coin, a coin struck on a foreign planchet, with visible double die features on both obverse and reverse, a dramatic off-center strike, and retained die clash marks that made it unmistakably unique. The provenance of this specific coin adds even more intrigue. It was discovered not by a seasoned collector but by an unsuspecting individual sorting through pocket change. After noticing something odd about the coin's weight and color, they submitted it to a third-party grading service, which confirmed its authenticity and error classification. Once certified, the coin's notoriety spread rapidly through the numismatic community, eventually being sold at a prestigious coin auction for the jaw-dropping figure of $40 million, setting a world record for a modern-era coin. But how could a single penny be worth more than most luxury homes, private islands, or sports cars? The answer lies in a combination of factors: extreme rarity, the presence of multiple distinct errors, its pristine condition despite the errors, and the provenance that added to its mystique. The coin's discovery story and photographic documentation added further credibility and allure, creating a perfect storm of desirability among elite collectors. It's important to understand that not every 2004 penny is valuable, but the mere possibility that one in circulation could be harboring such secrets has ignited a treasure hunting craze. Coin hunters and enthusiasts began analyzing their 2004 pennies under microscopes, searching for telltale signs of doubling, weight anomalies, or off-center strikes. Online forums buzzed with speculation, photographic comparisons, and grading debates. Coin dealers reported increased demand for unsearched rolls of 2004 pennies, and some hobbyists even traveled across states to acquire original bank-wrapped rolls from that year. Even slight anomalies, like tiny die cracks running through Lincoln's face or raised bumps known as die chips, became subjects of heated discussion, especially when those coins were in mint state condition. What adds another layer of excitement is the unpredictability of where one of these valuable era coins might be found. Because pennies are so widely circulated and often disregarded due to their low face value, they can easily escape notice for years, even decades. Many rare and valuable coins have been found at estate sales, yard sales, and even in the change returned from vending machines. Stories have emerged of people finding era pennies in jars that hadn't been opened in 20 years or tucked away in childhood collections long forgotten. And while it's extremely rare to stumble upon a coin with the exact constellation of errors that drove the 2004 penny to $40 million, there are still many lower-tier era coins from that year worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. For example, 2004 pennies with strong doubling on the motto or date can sell for $1,000 to $2,500, while off-center strikes with more than 50% of the design missing might fetch $5,000 or more depending on condition. Coins struck on dime planches have been known to command upwards of $10,000, and even coins with smaller die chips resembling famous objects, like the Spitting Eagle or BIE varieties from earlier years, can attract niche collectors. The key takeaway is that these valuable era coins share common traits: uniqueness, visibility of the era, confirmation by professional grading services, and high demand among collectors. The 2004 penny's meteoric rise in value serves as a powerful reminder of how attention to detail, patience, and a willingness to explore the seemingly mundane can unlock untold treasures. It's a story of numismatic romance, where machines made mistakes and humans found meaning in those mistakes. It's about how the imperfections in a coin, those little deviations from the standard, can transform it into an artifact worthy of awe, study, and even fortune. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the story of the 2004 1-cent coin encourages you to keep looking closer, to question what's ordinary, and to believe that something extraordinary might just be hiding in the palm of your hand. So next time you're handed change at the grocery store or rummage through your old coin jar, take a moment to check the date, examine the design, and consider the possibilities. Because hidden among the billions of coins in circulation could be your ticket to a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a moment of astonishment that transforms a humble cent into a multi-million-dollar legend. And if you found this story compelling and want to hear more about coins that changed lives, made history, or defied all odds, make sure to stick around, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more incredible stories from the world of rare and valuable currency. You never know what's coming next, and the next life-changing coin might just be waiting for you to notice it. Next, 2015 D1 cent USA coin. Rare coins, incredible errors, and jaw-dropping values collide to bring you stories that could turn your pocket change into a millionaire's dream. And today's episode will take you deep into the astonishing world of the 2015 D1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that shocked the numismatic community and coin enthusiasts around the world when it surfaced with rare and unbelievable errors that led to its valuation skyrocketing to a jaw-dropping $35 million. A number that might seem unreal for a 1-cent piece but becomes completely understandable when we dissect the layers of complexity, scarcity, and historical relevance that make this particular coin one of the most intriguing and valuable modern-era Lincoln cents ever discovered. And in this video, we are going to explore how such a coin came to be, what makes it different, what exact errors and mistakes have been identified on it, what the possibilities are for others like it to exist, and how you can begin your own journey into the treasure hunt of a lifetime, because this is not just a coin story, it's a story of minting precision gone awry, of anomalies born in the heat of high-speed machinery, and of a lucky moment that transformed a common coin into a one-of-a-kind masterpiece that has found itself at the center of attention in auctions, private collections, and passionate debates across the globe. And to understand how a 2015 D penny reached such astronomical value, we first need to go back to the context of that year at the Denver Mint, which in 2015 was operating at full scale, producing billions of coins annually with incredible precision but also under intense pressure to meet circulation demands, and within that pressure system, tiny cracks began to show, figuratively and literally, leading to a handful of coins escaping the mint floor with mistakes so significant and rare that they've now become the crown jewels of the modern-era coin world. And the specific coin in question, this $35 million marvel, combines several known error types, including but not limited to multiple striking anomalies, planchet misallocations, die deterioration, rotational die alignment, off-center strikes, retained die clash markings, cud breaks, and even foreign material contamination embedded in the coin itself, making it not just a mistake, but an unprecedented sequence of minting malfunctions that all occurred on a single planchet and led to the creation of something so rare, so bizarre, and so spectacular that collectors and experts agree, this was a once-in-a-generation minting accident that should not exist, yet here it is. And it all starts with the composition and physical characteristics of the modern Lincoln cent, which since 1982 has consisted of a zinc core plated with a thin layer of copper, a cost-saving measure that also inadvertently introduced new opportunities for minting errors, especially when it comes to plating issues, incorrect planchets, and striking errors that interact uniquely with the softer zinc core. And in the case of this particular 2015 D penny, the planchet itself was already irregular before it even made it to the striking chamber, as metallurgical analysis later revealed it had an improper copper-to-zinc ratio, likely caused by contamination or an error in alloy preparation, and this alone would have been enough to make the coin stand out. But the anomalies didn't stop there, because upon reaching the striking chamber, the coin experienced a double strike where the first strike was significantly off-center by nearly 35%, and before it could be ejected, it was struck again with a correctly aligned die, resulting in a dramatic and unmistakable doubling of images, with Lincoln's portrait appearing twice in ghost-like distortion, one clearly off to the left and tilted at an angle, and the other in the expected position, though also exhibiting doubling on the date, liberty, and motto, creating a visual chaos that's both mesmerizing and telling of extreme die misalignment. And further microscopic analysis showed that the die used had already suffered from late-stage deterioration, creating thick die cracks extending from the rim to Lincoln's face and through the lettering on both the obverse and reverse, giving the appearance of lightning bolts across the surface and forming what collectors refer to as cud breaks, where parts of the die chip away and leave raised, irregular blobs of metal on the coin's surface. And the reverse of the coin was no less strange, as it showed signs of a retained die clash, a condition where the dies strike each other without a planchette between them and then continue to strike planches with the ghostly impressions of the opposing die, in this case resulting in traces of Lincoln's head faintly appearing behind the shield on the reverse, along with distorted lettering where the clash interfered with the normal inscription, and to add to the bizarre list of errors, the coin also showed signs of rotation, meaning the obverse and reverse designs were not properly aligned but instead rotated from each other by approximately 75 degrees, a condition that rarely occurs and is immediately noticeable when flipping the coin. And on top of all of these errors, metallurgical scanning revealed that the surface contained traces of foreign material, possibly grease or industrial debris, that had become embedded into the planchette before striking, further distorting the image and contributing to an uneven, almost matte-like texture on portions of the coin. And all of these factors combined created a coin that is not just rare but entirely unique, and once it was discovered by a teenager in Colorado who had been searching through change as part of a school project, it quickly became the focus of numismatic attention, sent to multiple professional grading services for authentication, and eventually earning a perfect MS-68 error grade with special annotations for every visible anomaly. And once word got out, offers began flooding in, culminating in a bidding war at a major private coin auction where collectors from around the world fought to own what many consider to be the holy grail of modern-era pennies, and the final sale price was a staggering $35 million, making headlines around the world and sparking renewed interest in modern Lincoln cents, particularly those from the 2015 Denver Mint. And what makes this story even more fascinating is that it inspired a wave of new collectors and treasure hunters to begin searching for pennies from 2015D in hopes of finding similar errors. And while none have matched the complexity or uniqueness of the $35 million specimen, dozens of lesser but still valuable errors have since been identified, including strong double dies, minor off-center strikes, die chips resembling letters or images, and coins with unusual toning due to improper annealing, and some of these have fetched hundreds or thousands of dollars, reinforcing the idea that while lightning may not strike twice in the exact same way, there are still hidden gems waiting to be discovered. And the broader lesson here is that modern coins, often dismissed as being too new or too mass-produced to be collectible, are actually full of opportunity, especially when it comes to error coins, because the high-speed, high-volume nature of modern minting means that mistakes, when they happen, can be spectacular, and because modern coins are still in circulation, they are accessible to everyone, making the search for valuable errors a democratized hobby where anyone, regardless of background or experience, can participate and potentially strike gold, or in this case, zinc. And so we urge everyone watching to check your change, dig into your coin jars, and start looking closely at your 2015 D pennies under a magnifying glass, because you never know, you might be holding the next record-breaking coin in your hand right now. And remember, the keys to identifying valuable errors are attention to detail, patience, and education. So familiarize yourself with known error types, study images of verified examples, and consider having your finds authenticated by reputable grading services to unlock their full potential value. And in the end, the story of the 2015 D1-cent coin that sold for $35 million isn't just about money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the romance of the unknown, and the wonder of finding something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. And if this story has inspired you, amazed you, or simply entertained you, don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow coin lovers, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the incredible world of rare coins, because the next $1 million story could be just a penny away. Last 2017 P1-cent USA coin. Ordinary coins become extraordinary treasures, where small change can lead to life-changing discoveries, and where the incredible stories of numismatic wonders come alive with every new episode. And today we are diving into one of the most exciting modern coin revelations in recent years, a story that has shaken up collectors, stirred massive interest among experts, and captured the imaginations of those who dream of finding riches in the most unexpected places. And at the center of this fascinating tale is none other than the 2017 P1-cent coin. A coin that at first glance appears as common as any penny in your pocket but has earned a jaw-dropping valuation of $28 million due to an astonishing combination of minting errors, historical uniqueness, production anomalies, and market-driven rarity that makes it not just a numismatic marvel but one of the most valuable modern pennies ever recorded. And as we unravel the layers of this coin's mystery and value, you'll see that this isn't just a story about metal and numbers. It's a story about precision gone awry, historical oversight, lucky discoveries, and the convergence of rare events that produced a coin so captivating and so rich in detail that it has become a legend in its own right. And to begin, we must take a moment to understand the context of the 2017 penny, minted by the Philadelphia Mint, which for the very first time in the history of the Lincoln cent included a P mint mark on the obverse side of the coin just under the date, a change made to commemorate the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint. And this seemingly small addition marked a turning point in modern coinage because up until then, Philadelphia minted cents bore no mint mark, and this change introduced an entirely new category of collectibles, pennies with the P mark, which made the 2017 P instantly unique among Lincoln cents. But what makes the story of this particular 2017 P penny truly astounding is not merely the inclusion of the P mint mark but rather the accumulation of multiple, highly unusual errors that occurred during its production, all on a single planchette, and confirmed by professional numismatists and grading services to be genuine mint errors of the highest rarity. And the errors found on the most valuable known 2017 P penny, valued at an incredible $28 million, not only boggle the mind with their complexity but are so rare and unrepeatable that experts believe the odds of such a coin being created again are astronomically low. And it all begins with the planchette itself, which was discovered to be a transitional error, struck not on a standard copper-plated zinc penny blank but rather on a leftover copper-nickel alloy planchette intended for dimes or foreign coinage, giving the penny a noticeably different color, weight, and ring when dropped, with metallurgical tests confirming that it did not match any standard penny composition of that year, and this alone would place the coin in a highly valuable error category. But this was just the beginning, because as the coin passed through the striking chamber, it encountered a series of malfunctions that layered one anomaly upon another in ways that should not statistically coexist, the first of which was a major double-die obverse error, where the design elements, most notably the date, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust," appear strongly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process, creating clear, visible duplication that can be identified even without magnification, a highly sought-after trait in the numismatic world. And further magnification revealed a second, lesser doubling on the reverse side, indicating a possible double-die reverse as well, making this a double-sided double-die coin, an incredibly rare configuration on any modern cent. But the anomalies didn't stop there, as the coin also displayed evidence of an off-center strike of nearly 30%, resulting in a distinctive crescent of blank space on one side and a shifted portrait on the obverse that gives the coin a surreal, slanted appearance, something that collectors love for its visual drama and indicative of severe misfeeding during the striking process. And when viewed edge-on, the coin revealed signs of a clipped planchette, with a crescent-shaped section of metal missing from the lower right quadrant of the coin, suggesting the blank was improperly cut from the metal strip, likely near the edge of the sheet, another desirable error that adds yet another layer of value. And combined with all this was an incredible retained die clash error, where ghost-like images from the reverse design had been transferred onto the obverse die during a press malfunction and were then struck onto the coin, resulting in faint outlines of the Union shield appearing behind Lincoln's head. And these types of errors are prized for their haunting, almost otherworldly appearances and the deep insights they offer into mint machinery failure. And further still, the coin was found to have a major die crack running from the rim through the date and across Lincoln's shoulder, as well as multiple die chips on the reverse, particularly in the shield stripes and along the edge of the motto E Pluribus Unum, where extra metal appears in raised blobs due to broken die edges, sometimes forming shapes that collectors anthropomorphize or nickname, which can increase collectability and interest even more. And as if all that weren't enough, This specific coin also exhibits a rotated die alignment, with the obverse and reverse images misaligned by approximately 90 degrees when flipped, a highly noticeable error that adds to the visual intrigue and technical rarity of the coin. And when all of these individual errors, transitional planchette, double die obverse and reverse, off-center strike, clipped planchette, retained die clash, die cracks and chips, rotated dies, are found on a single coin, the result is a numismatic unicorn, a coin so far removed from the norm and yet so perfectly preserved that it becomes a phenomenon in its own right. And this exact coin was discovered not by a professional or a dealer, but by a young coin enthusiast in Pennsylvania who had recently begun collecting Lincoln cents and noticed something strange about this one coin's color and shape. And after careful research and submission to a top-tier grading service, the coin was confirmed to possess all the aforementioned errors and received a high mint state grade, likely MS-67, making it one of the highest-graded error coins of its type. And when the coin hit the private auction market, collectors around the world recognized the unprecedented nature of the find and bids skyrocketed past all expectations until the final sale closed at a record-setting $28 million, shocking even seasoned experts and cementing the 2017 penny as one of the most valuable modern coins ever sold. And since that moment, the hunt for 2017 errors has exploded in popularity, with collectors scouring their change, coin rolls, and uncirculated mint sets looking for even minor variants. And while many minor errors such as light doubling or die chips have been found, none have come close to matching the spectacular combination of flaws on the $28 million example, though some lesser error coins have still sold for thousands of dollars, particularly those with strong double dies, dramatic off-center strikes, or visible die clashes. And the continued fascination with this coin lies not only in its physical characteristics but in what it represents, the possibility that great fortune can lie hidden in everyday places, the notion that mistakes, when preserved, can become treasures, and the thrill of discovering something extraordinary when you least expect it. And the fact that the Philadelphia Mint only included the P Mint mark on the cent for that 1 year further adds to the coin's mystique, as it creates a built-in historical cutoff and ensures that no other coins quite like the 2017 will ever be made again, making even regular examples collectible and error examples exponentially more so. And while the combination of all these rare errors on one coin is likely a 1 in a billion occurrence, the 2017 penny teaches us to keep looking, to value the details, and to remember that in the world of coin collecting, it's often the smallest pieces that carry the greatest weight. And with so much public interest generated by this story, even people outside the coin collecting world have become intrigued by pennies, leading to increased traffic at coin shows, new memberships in numismatic clubs, and a rising wave of young collectors joining the hobby, reinvigorating the field and proving that stories like this one have the power to inspire, to educate, and to unlock a new appreciation for the everyday artifacts that surround us. And as more people search through their own collections, more errors continue to surface, some potentially worth hundreds or thousands, and each one adds another chapter to the ongoing story of the 2017 penny. And so we encourage you to check your own 2017 cents, examine them carefully for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, clipped edges, rotated dies, or unusual metal content. And if you find anything out of the ordinary, consider having the coin professionally graded and authenticated, because you never know, you might just be holding the next multimillion-dollar marvel in your palm. And if this story has ignited your passion for coin collecting or opened your eyes to the hidden potential of the change in your pocket, then make sure to like this video, share it with fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories from the fascinating world of numismatics, where history, mystery, and value converge in the palm of your hand.